Now, since Obama claims to be a legal eagle, wouldn't he know that a contract can't be open for negotiation after it's signed whenever he feels like it? Now, I actually have a real constitutional law expert, and I'm going to ask him all about it, our friend, Senator Mike Lee of Utah. I saw this as very chilling in that there are so many contract interactions between the public and the private sector. And it sounded to me as if the president was saying, these leases might be 10 years or 20 years, but if you don't do what I say when I say, I'm going to null and void a contract that was written in good faith between the public sector and the private sector.
That is a problem, because it's one thing if they want to renegotiate, reopen a contract.
But that takes two parties, right?
That takes two parties. It's quite another thing for the government retroactively to alter its own contractual obligations. And there's a well-established body of case law rooted in the Constitution that says the government can't just come in and say, we're changing the terms, and there's nothing you can say about it. And he was suggesting exactly the opposite of that, and that's a problem.
Now, here's the thing. This can go outward towards medical companies that have contracts, defense contractors. This could extend to anything that the government takes a side on. And we're not talking about going to court to settle a controversy where one party may not have played by the rules or one party lied during the negotiations. This is about midstream contract law, the government saying we don't abide anymore.
Yeah, and that's exactly why it's a problem. And it's a problem in this instance because we have to remember when these oil companies negotiate these leases, they're looking at it for the long term. They realize it's going to take them a while to figure out which of those leased lands are going to be most profitable, where exactly the oil is, and how they're going to get there. And it takes some time to develop that. And they also recognize that not every lease is going to produce oil at the end of the day, and so they have to hedge their bets by getting a whole bunch of them. That's why it's all the more unfair and all the more constitutionally problematic for the governments to step in and change the rules midstream.
Here's another dumb question. He said, you don't just drill when it's profitable for you. When does he want them to drill? When it's unprofitable?
When he wants them to do it. And that is exactly the problem. This converts the whole system into something very different. It makes a lease rather unlike a lease when they enter into this agreement with the government. It is one thing for him later to say, let's renegotiate this. Circumstances have changed. But he can't simply, from the government's perspective, say, we're going to change it and there's nothing you could do about it.
Well, unless, of course, he gets to make some Supreme Court picks. Senator Lee,